A massive sauropod is coming, more carnivores and a tiny, adorable pterosaur. Today we have heaps to talk about, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Grab your popcorn and let's start off with the sauropod. We're starting off with the biggest piece of news that is coming from the Primordial Tyrants mod team, because they have now officially revealed their Camarasaurus mod, which is currently in their upcoming list as a mod that's in the sculpting and rigging stages of its development. This is the third official sauropod on the Primordial Tyrants roster, sitting alongside the Argentinosaurus and Apatosaurus. In terms of the size, this will be taller than the Apatosaurus just about, however it will be shorter than the Apatosaurus, so it will likely sit on par with it. However, it is dwarfed by the massive Argentinosaurus. Nautilus has shared a lot of screenshots from this, and this thing looks insane. The detail on the mod is gorgeous, and I personally cannot wait for more. Now, in terms of development, I wouldn't expect this to be in the near future because it is in their upcoming roster and not in their active development roster. So we'll likely see this after Peleriplites, Udanoceratops, and the next mod that I'm talking about, which is their CARNOTAURUS TLC. So let's talk about that. The Primordial Tyrants CARNOTAURUS TLC is heating up, and this thing looks far better than the old one. And in usual Velocci fashion, this mod got a bunch of news updates straight after I covered it in my last news video, which you can see on the screen here. Feel free to go check it out if you want to see more mod news. So what do we have so far that has been shown since then? We have the Branta skin, which is made by Vivid Sky. Then we have a bunch of species which are made by Nimwit. These are the Bull, Bulky, Longhorn, Small Horns, Veteran, and Base. This mod looks to be getting at least 6 species attributed to it, and they all look really good. One final thing that was showcased is the baby Carnotaurus, which looks absolutely adorable, and that is a face only a mother can love. Now, I don't think this is the baby skin, because I'm pretty sure this is the same skin that was shown on the base species that I shown earlier. But there's one more mod from the Primordial Tyrants team, and this is their first crocodile. Well, their massive crocodile. This isn't Dinosuchus, but this is PURRUSAURUS. Despite its name, this did not live alongside the dinosaurs. This massive caiman lived in South America during the Miocene epoch, and let me tell you something, this thing was huge. Imagine if this thing was around today. This guy's even bigger than Dinosuchus, so imagine them coming up against each other in Path of Titans. Regardless, we got one teaser shown, and this was part of Flatfoot Friday. This short GIF showing the gator gliding by our screens. In terms of development, this is like the Camarasaurus, which is in the upcoming tab and isn't in active development according to the Trello page. However, 7 out of the 47 development tasks are completed. These are the low poly base, the rig, morph skin, walk, trot, sprint, and swim. Now, I can't wait to see this in the game. Like I said, I want to know how this stacks up against the 2 other Dinosuchus mods that are in the game. And regardless, we're now going to move into some more modding news from a brand new mod team. And you're going to be excited for what we have to show you here. The Meridian Pact are a new mod team aiming to bring some absolutely badass creatures to the game. And I will tell you right here and right now, the one I'm showing you first is my favorite one. This is a Therizinosaur ENIGMOSAURUS and is being brought to life by this group. This is inspired by the peacock and therefore will bear some resemblance to it. And by some, I mean a lot of resemblance to it. Look at the tail feathers. They recently showcased the full Parvus skin, which is a skin which will feature standard peacock looks and a piebald pattern as well. The skin was made by Fledged Feathers. The sculpt of the mod was made by Flo, and they've even got Feilong helping, who made the rigging for the tail. We also have the trotting animation for it as well, but regardless, I'm very excited for this mod. There's another mod from this group that we can talk about right now, and that is LYTHRONAX. LYTHRONAX is the Gore King, a Tyrannosaurus relative, and so far we have this concept, and then we have the sculpt and texture preview, which is now complete, and this was done by Robbie and Fledged Feathers doing the concept art for it. This is very exciting. I love the little feathering on the front, or like under its chin. It's got a little beard kind of thing. But what's your thoughts on this mod team? It's a brand new mod team. They're doing everything right at the moment. They've got some great creatures coming, and it looks like they're going to be very focused on that feathering itself, because all of these mods so far have some form of fuzz going on, and it's very cool to see. Now that the Dimetrodon malaria is out of the way, it's time for the Wrath of the Goliaths team to focus on their next set of mods, including Prestosuchus, Ichthyovenator, and Ceratosaurus, among others. And the Ceratosaurus is what we have some news today, with some in-game teasers of it, in-game screenshots of it. Now, this is the closest out of the bunch that's closing down on a release date, because this has 86 out of 94 tasks completed on its Trello board. Now, this poses a question to me because this is a Ceratosaurus, and I'm sure Feilong will probably answer this. He might be watching it. Hello, Feilong, if you are watching it, I hope you're having a great day. But since there is an official Ceratosaurid in the game, which is Ceratosaurus, and this is also called Ceratosaurus, would it be worth giving this a different genus name? Because there is another Ceratosaurid that could easily take the name for it, which is Geniodectes. Now, I guess for the sake of species, would it be viable? I feel like they've already got it named as Ceratosaurus. They probably won't change it, but I guess it helps with some differences if you want to have it set aside properly differently compared to the base game Ceratosaurus, because people might think, oh, it's just another Ceratosaurus. Then they might see it called Geniodectes and they're like, oh, what's that? Another Ceratosaurid that I don't even know about. Anyways, I like this mod. I can't wait for it. It's going to be pretty cool to have regardless in the game, and we'll add some variety too. Now, we've got more updates from the massive spider from Rogue and the Exargilla team. The GIGARACHNE is back. The first showcase is the mod swimming animation, and that's the only video animation that we have to showcase today. Then we get some news from the gameplay side of things, because now the mod will be able to adhere to even the most extreme slopes, because Rogue has gotten help from Clayton and his cube mod, meaning it can now climb down slopes. I'm assuming it can climb up the slopes as well. Additionally, we have 2 teaser images which showcase the spider exploring the upcoming ARAZOA map, which looks insane. Now, I talked about a tiny adorable flyer in the intro, and here it is. This is Jeholopterus. This might be one of my most anticipated mods on this list, aside from ENIGMOSAURUS, which look great. This is made by the TSG modding team, and this is the same team that's making the Bonapartenicus, or made the Bonapartenicus, and is making the Desmatosuchus. Those are 2 mods that one is in the game and I very much like, and the other one is upcoming and I'm very excited for, and this is another one. They're going free for free. They're also making CARNOTAURUS, which is a Tenochasmid pterosaur from China. Now, this is tiny, this little guy. It's the same size as Ramphorhynchus, and it looks absolutely adorable. This is like the anti-Ramph, you know, with its adorable looking face and Ramph's mutant teeth. They basically clash of each other in terms of the scale of beauty. We also get a close look of the mod size comparison compared to that of Ramphorhynchus in this screenshot as well. It is a little bit smaller, but it looks like they're roughly about the same size. We also get this super cute image as well, showcasing it carrying a bone. Regardless, that's all we have to showcase for it so far. Very exciting to see this mod come into the game. I want another small pterosaur. I wonder how they're going to do it. Is it going to be a damage dealing one, or is it also going to be a support creature like Ramphorhynchus because of the size? We have a couple mods with very limited teasers to talk about here. The first one is the Titanus Constructor Stupendemys, which was teased with this in-game screenshot, and the developer of the mod saying this: just wanted to pop in and let everyone know that Stupendemys has entered its first initial test phase in game. Actual release and gameplay are still a long way out, but locomotion testing has begun. Next, we have the OURANOSAURUS, which is made by Divine Beast. It's now in the dev kit as shown by this in-game screenshot. And then next up, we have the Divine Beast Blue Whale, which we have some small news on, which is a showcase of a breach/flip animation, which was teased by Ammo. It's 17 seconds long. Have a watch and let me know your thoughts. I was speaking about the ARAZOA map earlier, and now we're back to talking about it. This is set to be a huge map with a plethora of biomes, which was shown by this map, which has an Arctic area, multiple oceans, deserts, canyons, floodplains, mountain ranges, jungles, coastal wetlands, redwoods, and even a volcano, and so much more. And there are also some gorgeous screenshots that have been showcased by testers and the developers of the map as well, and apparently each biome will have its own independent weather systems too. This is likely going to take a long time to release because it is such a big mod. But we've seen early screenshots of this. I can't help but be very excited for it. GUANLONG is an upcoming mod from the Inventum team. This is being made by Striger as their first ever Path of Titans mod. There's been a lot of small teasers for it, but we have some showcases now of it in game, and this thing looks gorgeous. The model looks so nice, the little fluff, the colorations, the pattern, it all looks so good. This has been making leaps and bounds since it was first teased in terms of progress, and I'm personally very excited for this. Striker's done a very good job, and seeing it now in game means it's probably maybe in some form of testing. We are aware that they recently got dev kit access, so you know, we're probably going to be seeing a bit more progress from this as time goes on. But I think it's definitely good to see more small carnivores in the game like GUANLONG, and I think GUANLONG is a great addition. Now we're ending this video off with probably the weirdest mod that is coming out of this list so far. This is Jeholopterus, and it's not a pterosaur despite its name. This is a genus of predatory euterid, which is an extinct aquatic arthropod coming from the early Devonian period. I'm pretty sure this will be the earliest known creature in the Path of Titans modding roster, and the roster as a whole once it comes to the game. And by the way, this thing's a lot bigger than you'd think it was. This is being made by the Archaic Eons team, and there's a bunch of teasers that they have shown, and we can dive through. These teasers include a bunch of emotes or attack animations or something like that, with some of them being like a charge, and then some standard attacks using its weird mandibles, as well as what I'm assuming is its swimming animation as well. This will sit alongside all the other bugs that are in the modding realm for the game, with the Magna Ant, the upcoming GIGARACHNE, and then some other people are making some other bugs as well. I think this is neat. It's going to be a neat addition to the game, and I'm not going to lie, this is going to be very interesting to see how it is, especially how big they make it, because this has potential to probably just be a little bit smaller than Uranosaurus, but regardless, it's going to be pretty neat. Now, this is a bit random to the mod showcase video, but in a stream the other day, I was able to showcase briefly the POPOSAURUS mod. Now, I'm going to do the same thing and how I've shown it before, but the main thing that I can't showcase are the skins, because the skin icons aren't updated and not all of the skins are available. However, there are a bunch of skins that were shown recently by Synchro, because he recently completed them, and he let me know that I can show these in the video. So these are the new skins that have been recently updated. However, I can't show them in game. This, however, is the baby POPOSAURUS, and I'm going to put my game sound up because we're going to showcase the calls and the animations of the adults and baby. So this is the baby. It jumps up very high, and it's, you know, it's a little teeny tiny guy. Now, if anyone remembers this thing back in the day, it was like the bane of everyone's existence. It might still be. Obviously, as a baby, it comes with a bite. And as for the calls, these are what they look like. So you have your broadcast. You then have your friendly. Your aggro. The alert and lower. This. Looks like a shake. A look around. I love the little sounds that you get with it. And also, this guy's got a little, like a long snout kind of thing going on. And you got this one as well. As for it being an adult, this is what it looks like as an adult. And I gotta say, this mod looks great. Obviously, I can't show the skins as I've mentioned, but, you know, you get a standard bite. We're not going to be showcasing the attacks either, but this is that. In terms of locomotion, you still get your jump, and the sitting looks like this. And the sleeping looks like this. As well, we stand up and you do this. Oh, I love the calls. And then you go to your look arounds and, well, the other emotes. So you shake. You look around, and overall this mod is really cool. It looks really cool, and I can't wait to see more of it in game. I love the animation on the tail when it does the look around stuff. Like, its tail moves very, very nicely. Like, it's got a lot of movement. It kind of reminds me of some lizards in a sense, but yeah, movement wise, locomotion wise, it's still quite mobile. Obviously, we can't showcase any of the other stuff. I mean, I did briefly showcase some attacks in my stream. I'm not going to be showcasing them in this video because I'm not sure if they're fine to be covered, and I'll save them for a proper showcase. But it was just a brief look at the POPOSAURUS. I want to quickly showcase the species to you all, however. Now, the POPOSAURUS is a carnivore, so do bear that in mind. In terms of the species, you've got CROCODILES, which is discovered in North America, and you've got Langstoni, which is a bulkier species of POPOSAURUS. You can see the bulk mainly comes on the body, but the head gets thinner, the tail gets fatter kind of thing. Then you go back to CROCODILES. So you've only got 2 subspecies. It's kind of like the Torvosaurus, and in terms of male and female coloration, that is that on the default skin. As for everything else, I can't show anything else just yet, but that was that. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. What do you think about the POPOSAURUS? This is a very early look of it, and I'm sure when it releases, we'll be able to do a big deep dive into it. But there we have it, everybody. That's all the mods for this mod news. The first video of the month, starting strong with some mods, and some cool mods at that. If you want to check out a previous video, I recommend you check out this one, where I went over what lead ichthys will be like in Path of Titans and what we know for it so far. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed. If you are new, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.